Well, hello, sunshine. Welcome to the Destiny Designers pre-launch. I can take off the spectacles for a minute. We are getting started. I'm so excited because I'm on the wheels of steel controlling this thing here, OMG, and just looking forward to having a good time with you tonight. Thank you so much just for stopping by and to be a part of what's happening here, this whole idea and notion around your dreams, your goals, your desires, everything that God has already given you. What you doing with it? What are you doing to really just honor that space and just celebrate this thing called life? Tonight, this first series is just really about celebrating where we are because we can spend a lot of time complaining about what we don't have and the things that we're looking for and what's not right. But tonight, if only for tonight, let's focus on what's good, what's going right, the things that we can really celebrate in the areas that we continue to improve. So I have some of my partners that are going to be joining me, and I'm going to just double check and see how they're doing with coming on and figuring it out because, this is a whole technical situation and setup on the back end. So it's important to make sure that they're here and that they're accounted for. And then we're going to tell you, ooh, I got a little tinkle in the nosy. But in any event, we're going to show you how you can interact with us, that we can, really be live in a living color here. So let me just see what's going on because this is reality Google Hangout, honey. It's happening live and in living color. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Stacey N.C. Grant. So I appreciate, or Dr. Stacey N.C. Grant, but just Stacey from the block. And I'm excited that you're here. Some of you may have gotten the message from a friend. You might have seen it in one of the newsletters that I sent out recently to the individuals who have really expressed an interest on wanting to stay connected so we can continue our conversations. We met at an event or we met doing a program where I was on the platform and speaking. And I said, you know what? I'm not waiting any longer. I need to talk to the people. I need to know who is out there, what's going on, how we can really play a bigger game for 2014. It's winding down and some people are already roasting walnuts over an open fire and counting down to the big Yuletide. But there's still a lot of time left and a lot of work to be done. So we're going to just double check and see what's happening here. If we can get our folks on in, because they're fighting their way through. And, here's the reality. When you set out to do something, there's always a challenge or two that might show up. But what really separates the girls from the women are those who keep pressing. Who said give up? Even if it's not perfect and it doesn't go the way that you planned it, you still keep moving. That's the joy of doing this work and why I love what I do, because every time we learn, every time we grow, every time we try something different and new, it's just another opportunity to get this thing called life right, or as right as we can get it while we're on planet Earth. So while you're listening in, I would love for you to email me some of the challenges that you might be having or experiencing when it comes to your focus right now. It's the end of the year, right? We're counting down the days to the holidays, to maybe go on vacation, to visit family, but there's still a ton of things to do. There's still this laundry list of goals and dreams and maybe business plans and maybe, who knows, you're giving birth to something new, something is happening. I would really love to know in detail what that is, how you would love support in that area, because we all need support. See, what I know for sure is we can't do this thing called life alone. We just can't. We need people. That's why I need people on the technical end, because technology, that's not necessarily my lane. But the training and speaking and coaching I do, that's what I love. So having that extra support is always a blessing. So if you just bear with me for a moment, I'm going to go ahead and just see what is happening with my team and if I'm messing things up, because they love to throw me under the bus. So we're going to figure out what's going on. But I have some music to play because I just love music. And I'm not selling anything, so I don't need to have any royalty rights on this one because I'm just playing something that I love. It's a song that just inspired my spirit. And that's what it's really about. You know, for me, there's nothing that I do that I don't stop to give God honor first, because it's not about Stacy. It's about what he's able to do through me, how I'm able to use the gifts and the talents that he's given me to be a blessing to other people. So I don't get it twisted. You know, sometimes folks get to a certain level or place and they start feeling like, oh, it's all about me, like, you know, popping collars. But I know that if it were not for his grace and his mercy, I wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be talking. This platform wouldn't exist. So I'm very conscious of that. And I'm just very appreciative that we can even have this moment together. You might be participating in this Hangout Live. You might be listening to a recording, but just know that now we're connected. Now you know that there's somebody else out your success. Because it's not about just one person getting to the top. It's how many of us that we can pull together, that we can work together as a community, each one pulling one, pushing one, getting to that place where we're mastering the areas in our life that require the balance. So with that being said, you didn't know I was a little DJ. I'm going to play this song just in the background because it's also going to encourage me through the technology challenges that's going on here. But this might be your season. So just listen to the words of the song while I pitter patter over here and make sure that my folks are able to get on. The words say it's your season.
This is my season for grace, for favor. This is my season to reap what I have sown.
Now, some of you might be ready to reap something. Are you ready to reap? Is this your season? I don't know about you. Woo! This is it.
This is my season to reap what I have sown. Yo, listen to this. See, I haven't been perfect, but I sure believe.
Now, you don't have to be perfect. You heard that? Haven't been perfect, but been faithful. Somebody out there understands what I'm saying.
And I know he's able. I got a seed in the ground.
What's your seed in the ground?
Stressing, no more stressing. I've got a seed in the ground. Now I'm knowing I can show it. I see for grace, for favor.
Now, that's what I'm claiming. It's my season for grace, for favor, to reap what I have sown. What are you willing to reap? What have you been sowing for this whole year? I believe it's your season. We're connected for a reason. Woo! I tell you, every time I hear this song, and it's going to be my season to make sure that my guests get on tonight too. Woo! It's working. Sometimes you got to just confess it, even if you can't see it. We gonna figure it out. This is your season. Isn't that a beautiful song? Hopefully you can hear it clearly. You can hear the words. Something is working for your good. All right now. All right, I'll pause the music so we can get back to our message. It is your season, and hopefully that was clear enough for you to hear the words. Who do I give credit to? It's William Murphy. That's the songwriter and performer for that song. And this is the season. This is the time. You know, doing this Google Hangout tonight, I had a decision to make. Do I do it tonight? Do I put it off? I said, why put it off? Let's connect immediately. We're working on something absolutely fantastic and amazing. And OMG, it looks like The first person has arrived on my team. Is that my Dominique?
Yes, it is. So excited to be on.
Woo! I'm excited that you are on and just thrilled that you're here. Dominique, before I go any further, I just really am grateful to have such dynamic individuals like you on the team. So I was about to share some information, but before that, you handle my social media, you handle design, you are just part of my right and left hand with everything that I do. But I want folks to know just a little bit about who you are, Dominique. You know, your 15 minutes of fame right now. You are on a road with me, to and fro from events, doing all this work. And just tell them a little bit about Dominique and what you do and who you are.
Yeah, so it's situated here, but my name is Dominique Hart. Like Stacey said, is there feedback on my end?
You have a little background there, Dom.
All right, hold on one.
Not a problem. See, she's showing off with her lower third. I'm about to put a bam on you right now. Hold on. Hey, what you saying? All right, so yeah, little background noise. Okay, now that's much, much better. So yeah, Dominique, go ahead and tell us a little bit. Let me make sure that I get you on the screen so that everybody is watching you.
All right. Okay. It's exciting. All right. So like Stacey said, my name is Dominique Hart, and I am the CEO and founder of Dynamic Endeavors. And what we do in my company is creative advertising, social media, whether it be for live events, conferences, or even just general social media management. All coming from a creative standpoint and really heavily based in strategy.
Absolutely. And Dominique, that was the nice, short, and brief one. So let me just share the first story of the night. Wait, hold on. I see another one of my team members. Okay, I'm getting excited now. We are cooking with gas. Okay, but let me calm down, everybody. Having this much fun while you work, that's what life is about. So excuse me if I do. But let me tell you how I met Miss Dominique. Dominique was a student at university. I think there's a little background noise, might be on Cassandra's end, but okay, it went away. So she was a student at Temple University when we first met. I can't believe it's been that long. I'm not that old. I'm only 16. But anyway, she was a student and she was attending an event where I was giving a keynote presentation. And at the end of the event, she came up to me very professionally dressed and she was like, oh, Ms. Grant, that was an absolutely fantastic presentation. And she started talking what she wanted to do when she graduated and how she was impressed by being there and meeting such wonderful people. And to close out the conversation, she didn't just give me a business card. How do you go places, you meet people, and with the networking, how would I call it? The normal way of doing business, where people pull out a card and hand it to you and say, oh, please contact me or stay in touch. And I had someone the other day make a very good point. Don't give out a business card unless somebody else asks for it, because they might end up putting it in the trash, and that's good money you paid for. Right? That's just free knowledge. So Dominique came to me, and when she left our conversation, she handed me a fully loaded brochure. That's what I'm going to call it. It was a Dominique Hart brochure. It had her resume. It had her business card. It was in a nice folder. I mean, the presentation was excellent. And I looked down and I said, wow, like just on presentation alone, she had me. I said, I'm going to be in touch with you, young lady. Now, she didn't believe me, because how many times do you go to an event or you go somewhere and you're like, yeah, okay. She said she's going to call me, but will she really? And Dominique, what'd you do when I really called you?
Oh my gosh. I told my mom, I was like, Stacey's on the phone. And at that point, my mom didn't really know who Stacey was. And she was like, Stacey. I was like, Mom, don't worry about it. Stacey's on the phone.
And that's where it began.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that follow up was one of the best blessings in my life. Little did I know just what an important role you would play in my business and what I'm doing and what we can do together as a team. That's what it's about. I tell people all the time, I keep young folks around me because as I'm climbing the ladder, I need them to keep me on target. So when I have my cane, they can bling it out for me. Ooh, okay. So the good news is that we are able to really promote what it is that we say, because I always talk about mentorship. I always talk about who are we pulling forward to take over when we have left the stage, because we're not here forever, but we have to be able to pass the torch. We have to be able to pour into somebody else. There were so many who opened doors for me, who handed out their opportunities so that I could grow. And it's my responsibility to do the same. So I'm just so excited to be able to introduce you to part of my team is Dominique Hart. She is absolutely incredible. You're going to be hearing more about her as we continue this conversation and we prepare for our launch. But I see another one of our team members popped on by with the diva pose on the photo. Cassandra, mic check, mic check.
1 2 1 2.
There she is, another one of my dynamos, my right hand, left hand, director of operations and executive assistant. Cassandra, how are you, my dear?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. We just get to see your sexy profile tonight, not your face, huh?
Yeah, I'm used to this, so give me a second.
Okay. No problem, no problem. So tonight's talk, the conversation that we're beginning, is really around focusing our efforts for this fourth quarter. It's already the first full week in the month of November. We're winding down. We're coming to the place where we have to make some decisions. You know, whatever's been happening from January till now, either we're celebrating that or we're reevaluating that, or we need to go in a completely new direction. And figuring that out is going to really be key. So what I'm going to do is, Dominique, I want you to give them information on how we can talk live. See, some of you have seen me do other Google Hangouts with some of my partners, having an amazing and wonderful time. And now we're going to build a little private community for us, the Destiny Designers community. So we want to have a conversation in that community, and that's on Facebook. So Dominique, I'll ask you to go ahead and just share how they can get that link. Or the name rather, so they can go on Facebook, just do a search, and be accepted into our private group, because we're building this group of like-minded individuals. If you want to continue this conversation where we can support one another, you can tell us more about yourself, who you are, where you're from, what you do, because it's all about how we work together. We cannot do this thing called life alone. So Dominique, do you mind sharing that information with everyone?
Absolutely. So in order for you to talk with us live, do I still have you might have an echo on your end.
Okay. Is there an echo there? Okay, I'm gonna mute so you can give.
Let's try one more time. So I'm gonna say one more time. If you want to join in on the conversation as the night is going on, and as we continue to dish out more and more information out to everyone, even just to network and to come together in this conversation, you can go right on over to Facebook, and then there you can actually just type in Destiny Designers University. And if you want to get really detailed on how to find us exactly, go to facebook.com/groups/Destiny Design U. So I'm going to repeat that one more time. Hopefully you can hear me. That is facebook.com/groups/Destiny Designers U. Okay? So so like I said, there's two ways to do that. You can go through the direct link like I just named right now, and that's facebook.com/groups/Destiny Designers U, or you can just type it into the search box, Destiny Designers Community, and we'll pop up right there. You'll see the beautiful blue banner with the beautiful crest that was just put into full effect and fully launched out to the world. We're so excited, and you'll be right on in, and we'll add you guys right in, and we'll get started and getting to know each other. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing. Can't wait to meet you in the group. That's it from me.
Awesome, awesome. I hope everybody heard that. Destiny Design U on Facebook, so we can continue the conversation and keep moving forward. So, Cassandra, we're going to switch over to you for a moment. And I know that you're muted now, but what was your dream? See, I met Cassandra coming to New York and establishing a life here in New York after graduating from school and deciding what it is that she wants to do. But I'll let her speak to that. And you'll notice a common thread. Everyone that works with me, they're also building something that they have nurtured, something that they have been working on. And through the partnership and the collaboration, they're able to learn and expand. That's what this is about. How can we do this thing called life in a bigger way? How can we play bigger? How can we really build the partnerships and relationships on our team that will allow everybody to win? Because that's what this is about, a win-win. And if you're not thinking that way, then you're doing yourself a disservice, because the seeds that you're planting in the ground, the song that I played earlier, your seeds are for grace, for favor. What's your seed in the ground? I'm going to get back to that in a minute. Put your pin in it, Cassandra. Over to you, my dear. Mic check, mic.
1 2 1 2. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. So tell us about your dream and the pursuit of happiness here in New York.
All right, so I guess about 2 years ago, I decided that, enough was enough. Well, actually, I had an internship at a media agency that led to a full-time position, but I knew that there was something greater within me. There was a burning desire to do more. In college, I launched my own organization, which is Couture Swag, and then I knew that I wanted to launch it into the real world. So once I moved to New York, I knew that working the 9 to 5 at a computer all day wouldn't suffice for too long, that I would eventually launch Couture Swag into the real world. I just didn't know when. After basically God just told me it's time. It was in January of 2014. I knew that I prayed on the date and everything, and that it was time for me to stop operating in fear of failure, fear of not having a good outcome, fear of people not showing up, or I'm not having everything to do it, or I don't have a team, and I don't have this, and I don't have that. That it was just time to do it and just step out on faith. And actually, the same day, now let me tell you how good God is. The same day that I decided to stop operating in fear and started researching different venues to host my first networking event and launch Couture Swag out into the world, Stacy called me just because she said I was placed on her heart. I met her, I guess, 2 weeks prior to that at an event that she was actually speaking at. And she said that I made such an impression on her just about my story and my grind and my hustle, how I moved out here with no family, no friends, just an internship and $200 and chasing my dreams. Like, I'm very big on turning my dreams into my reality. And that's something that I really appreciate Stacy being a part of my life for, because she's big on that. Like, she's all about destiny designer, like designing your own destiny. And because she's all about designing your own destiny and I'm all about turning my dreams into my reality, it just was a perfect fit. So when she called me saying, hey, you were just on my heart, I just wanted to check in on you, how are things? And I was like, oh, really? Well, actually, I emailed you 2 weeks ago. And she was like, wow, really? I didn't receive it. What did it say? So I was telling her about the email, that I was just looking for further employment and about my goals. She was like, well, what do you do? And I was telling her my background and everything like that. And she was like, well, that's crazy. I just received a call. I would like to just bring you on board tomorrow. Like, she was like, are you available tomorrow? I would like to bring you on board and see where we can go from there. And literally, like, we got off the phone. I called my mom and was like, Mom, like, Stacey NC Grant just called me. And she was like, who? I was like, remember the lady that I was telling you about? Stacey NC Grant. I said, she was the lady who was speaking at the event, and she used my story on stage. She was like, oh my gosh. And my mom and I, we were screaming, and we were really excited. And then that next day, I went to the event. Stacey, it was really like you learn on the job. Like, I went in, we were at the meeting, and after that we had lunch, and I've been with her ever since, and she can't get rid of me. Like, and she has been there at my first event, November 19th, 2014. I'm always going to remember that day. She was actually the opening speaker, which means so much to me because she truly helped to set the atmosphere and to pull out something into the crowd that was, I feel like, was definitely needed to help others. And I still receive feedback from those relationships that I built at the networking event, saying, oh man, your boss, oh Stacey, she really set the tone, and it was through her that I'm able to do this, that, and the third. And she actually just spoke at my last one again in October, and she did the same thing. She commanded the atmosphere. Like, she set the mood, and I believe that everything that Stacey is about, I believe in her vision, I believe in her goals, I believe in her dreams, because just as much as she believes in us, you're able to give that back. Like, to her, you want to give that back because she wants to serve you, she wants to help you turn your dreams into your reality, so why not, like, be a part of her vision? Because in the end, like, that's what we're all about. We're all about helping each other. We're all about designing your destiny.
I muted myself, Cassandra, so there was no background noise. Thank you so much for that. And as you can see, just an articulate, just fantastic young lady. I can't even begin to tell you what a blessing. You know, people are saying that we look alike. You know, she's been with me that long that folks ask me if it's my daughter, and I just say yes. I told her mama I was going to borrow her for life.
You are my mom.
Yes, indeed. And it's just a joy to have you and Dominique as a part of the core team and everybody else that we're working with. I have another partner that's trying to fight her way through getting on, and I'm not sure what happened there, but we're going to keep pressing, and that's a surprise guest. She's another what you call secret weapon on my team that wait till you see what she is going to unveil on the 29th of November for the Destiny Designers official launch. She had me in tears today looking at the preview of what it is. I'm telling you, if you have not decided who you're going to work with, who you're going to partner with, let me take off my glasses and speak directly to you. You cannot do this thing called life alone. You must find yourself the resources, the partners, the coaches, the trainers, the individuals that you can place around yourself that are better than you, that can understand your vision and where you're going and what you're doing. Even if it's not about business and you're just tuning in because you're like, what is this crazy woman Stacey NC Grant up to now? And you have a family, or you're just trying to grow on the corporate ladder and you don't want anything to do with entrepreneurship. You still need people. You still need to have a resource and a network of individuals who support you. And that's the first part of what we're going to go through tonight. And hopefully she'll be able to pop on in a few, my little secret weapon, that's what I'm calling her. Oh my goodness, wait till you see. I didn't even get to show the rest of the team yet what's going on. They're going to be blown away. But back to the regularly scheduled program, which is you and your dreams and what it is that you're going to focus on for this fourth quarter. I'm going to be doing a series of these Google Hangouts, and we're going to have some additional special guests that will be joining who will be a part of what we're going to be building and doing, some special featured faculty members who will be a part of the university, as well as individuals just like you who are looking for the support, who are looking for the help, who are in a position now where you're saying, you know, enough is enough. Like, I can't do the same thing over and over again expecting a different result. That's the definition of insanity. And I know none of you are insane. What you are is just really passionate about holding on to the core of who you are, holding on to your dreams, holding on to what you know God has already given you. See, he's given it all. And I tell folks all the time, you can stop the recording now. You can unfollow me if me talking about my God offends you, because my goal is not to offend you. But I'll never deny the fact that without him, I would not be. And without him, I could not exercise the talents and skills that he's given me. So all of us have it placed inside. All of us, as my dear friend and mentor Les Brown would say, have greatness inside of us. But not all of us utilize it so that we can bring that good to others. Not all of us put ourselves in a position where we can play full out. I think it was Howard Thurman that talked about living full so you can die empty. We all have to travel one day. We don't know the day, we don't know the time, we don't know the hour. So every precious moment that we have to breathe in and breathe out is a blessing. And that blessing has to be used in a way to leave an imprint on the lives of other people, because people don't remember everything that you say or everything that you do, but they will remember how you make them feel. And as we're coming down to this last leg, you know, my sons play football. And for those of you who have been following me or working on different programs with me or see me present before, you might have heard me talk about this very traumatic transformation of becoming a football mom. Because initially, I didn't want my sons to play football. I wanted, especially my first son, because I thought it was a barbaric, crazy sport where they just ran up and down the field jumping on each other, trying to kill each other. It didn't make any sense to me. And even though my younger brothers played, I never paid attention. My father tried to get me to watch the game. I'm like, I'm not watching that, except when they look really cute in the uniforms. But in any event, I said when my sons got older, I didn't want them to play. And he was a slender, slim child. I'm like, they'll break him in two. There's absolutely no way he's going to play this sport. And it was one day we were at a birthday party, and little did I know, he was off playing football with some of the fathers and the other children that were there. And I spoke to another dad, and I said, where's my son? And he said, which one's yours? And I described him. He's like, oh, he's playing football. I said, he could never. My son will never play football. And I went off on my little tirade. And he said, you know what? I really want you to think about what you're saying, because my mom did that to me, and I resented that she prevented me from pursuing something that I loved. And I had to clutch my pearls for a minute. I said, resented? And he went on to talk about the fact that that was one thing that he really wanted to do, that he really loved, but his mom forbade it. So he was not able to play. And as an adult, he still tries to enjoy the sport and help with coaching, but it's not the same as him living out his dream. And I had to think long and hard about that. I was like, wow, do I want to get in the way of something that he potentially could love? Me, the motivator, the empowerment specialist, telling everyone to live their life and live their dream. I was tested in that moment on allowing my son the opportunity to explore something that he loved. How many of us have been in a place in our lives where somebody was about to stop us, or maybe stopped us from pursuing it? We're just now getting back on track. We're just now deciding how it is we want to live out our goals and our dreams. Well, the good news for my son was that I took that conversation as a coachable moment. And in that moment, I said, okay, I'll let him try out. Meanwhile, truth be told, I thought the first practice, the first clinic, one good hit, and he'd be out of there. Well, it was the direct opposite. One good hit, and he was sold for life. Football is like it oozes out of him. He just loves the sport. But what I love about the sport is that it teaches him discipline. It teaches him teamwork. It teaches him strategic thinking. I didn't think all of that could come out of a game that seemingly was just barbaric. And from that, I started to understand what it meant to run into the end zone. I just thought they were running for their lives. What it meant for them to position themselves to strategically play as a team, to block what's coming. You know, that's why I was talking before about teamwork and having people on the team, because they can see some of the hits of life that are coming your way, and they can block it. They can be there to help you. They can be there to just put their arms out and say, we're not going down. We're together going to stand, and we're going to get through, and we're going to strategically make our way to the end zone, protecting the quarterback, the person with the ball. See, you're the one with your dream. You're the one holding on to the ball, and you're running. It seems like everything in life is coming after you to turn you around, to steal your dream, but you have to have the fortitude and the resilience to keep going. And as I watch the game, as I've learned more about the game, it really is a game that you can liken to life. It really is. You know, my sense is, Ma, football is life. But I understand now, watching the strategic moves that you make and watching your ability to think outside of what presently is in front of you. Because if you see the lineup for a football game, it's two opposing teams, everybody mean and green and looking at each other. And there's a whole first line of defense. And then there's the next line of defense. And then there's strategic players who have certain positions that are in the field to help either push the ball to the end zone or stop the ball from getting into the end zone. And when you think about your life and you think about your goals and you think about your dreams, what are you holding on to? What do you have in your hand that's like that football? What is it that you're ready to run into that end zone? Who do you have around you to be your support team? Who do you have around you that's going to play a bigger game with you? Who do you have right now, 2014, November 5th, that you can call on and know that they have your back? Because with football, it's not a one-man sport or one-woman sport. There are some females who play football, flag football at least, but it's a team sport. So that means that everybody wins. But if someone is asleep on the front line, if someone is distracted by something else, then the quarterback gets sacked. And then your dreams fall flat. And then you lose that thing that you've been holding on to, that you know if you could just make it a little further, if you could just keep pushing, no matter how hard it is, no matter how cold it is. You know, these football players, they play in the cold, they play in the snow, they play in the rain. Nothing stops them from executing the game. The game of life, you have to stop you from executing your goals and your dreams. Now, will it be easy? Absolutely not. But is it possible? Absolutely yes. When I think about some of the people that I've been privileged to meet, I had the privilege of meeting through Les Brown's Platinum Speakers. I'm one of his speakers, and we travel and on stage and platforms training and teaching. The first time that I met Pauline Victoria, she has an apparatus that she has to walk with because she doesn't have hands. She uses her toes to type. She has a whole platform that she's been able to inspire lives all over the world. Another one of the platinums, the unarmed and dangerous. She has no arms, no, come on. Some of us have 2 arms, 2 feet, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 nose, and 1 mouth, and we still can't use what God has given us to make a difference. There's no excuse. Now is the time for you to unleash upon the world your gifts and your talents. You do not want to take them to the grave. I don't remember who said it first, but the richest place with ideas and dreams and goals and all of the wonderful opportunities that could have been are lying somewhere in the cemetery. You want to live it now. And so what if it's not perfect? So what if you don't get it right the first time? So what if you fumble the ball on the first 2 plays? As long as you don't quit, as long as you continue moving forward and understand that sometimes the darkest hour is right before dawn. Sometimes right before whatever blessing is coming your way, everything will fall apart. It'll feel like bottoms out. And you want to throw your hands up in the air and give up, but don't, because that's where we are able to differentiate those who can stand on faith, those who have the resilience to be able to push through, those who know that there is more to life than what other people are willing to accept. You're better than that. You're better than challenge. You're better than adversity. Whatever has come, it has not come to stay, it has come to pass. That this is your time to make a difference. What we believe, you hear the trite, what could seem like a trite everyday term, what you believe you can achieve. It's more to it. If you really understand the power of the mind and the power of what you confess, what comes out of this little member of the body called the tongue, you'll be able to understand that even when you can't see the full picture, even when you're not sure what's going to happen, no matter what it looks like, if you know that you're walking in alignment with, if you know that you have been faithful, just like the song that I played, that you have a seed in the ground that God is blessing, you have a seed in the ground that's growing, you will not stop. You will keep pushing forward to the next best version of you. See, we can't cheat the world what it is we've been given. All of us have our assignment. Every single one of us have been given a divine assignment. And it doesn't have to be the cure for cancer. It can be the ability to be compassionate. It could be the ability to just listen. It could be the ability to just be able to support someone else who's executing a goal. Whatever it is, if we do it from a place of sincerity, from a place of really wanting to be a blessing, you can't help the blessings that will fall back on you. See, what I know for sure is we can't do this thing called life alone. We just can't. And just like the football team that has to huddle together, just like the front line, the second line of defense, the wide receiver, this one, that one, everybody has their role to play. I challenge you in this fourth quarter to first, and write this down, evaluate for yourself just where you are in the game of life. Are you at the point where you're holding the dream? Are you giving birth to the dream? Do you need help just taking it all the way to the end zone? Where are you? Take a moment to just write that down. Hashtag reality check. Because we just really have to be real with ourselves. We have to understand, where are we? What is it that we need to do, and where do we need to get the help? So write that down. And if you're already in the feed, we're going to get to some comments and questions there. But I just want you to start this night with being strategic about how you spend the last days of 2014. God spare our life. We hope to see a new year. But I know personally, I've lost quite a few friends who started off 2014, but they haven't made it to this date. Unexpectedly, some tragically, left this earth. And the only thing that we leave when we transition is the legacy of the life that we live. So the longer it takes us to figure out where we are, if we're giving birth to it, if we're holding it, if we're going through the end zone, is the longer it takes for the rest of us to be the beneficiaries of your greatness. I want to know what's happening with you. I want to know where you are and how you can get that support to go to the next level. That's what Destiny Designers University is all about. And we're doing this pre-launch conversations just to be in tune with where we can be a blessing in your life. Now, if you feel you can do it by yourself, hey, can't stop you from doing that. But I do know when you get the support, you move a lot faster than you can when you're by yourself. So I'm excited about continuing this conversation. I'm excited about going into the end zone. I want to be able to put my hands up and say that it's a touchdown, baby. You have touched down on your goals and your dreams. You are ready to go to that next level. And not just for you, but for all the people you're going to bring with you as a result of you releasing your talent and skills to the world. So I'm going to pause for right now and check in with you, Dominique, to see if we have anyone else. Oh, see, I was so much into my message, I didn't see Cassandra live in a living color there. Hey, Cassandra. All right. So, Dominique, I'm going to unmute you and see if we have any folks who have a question. If you're in the feed, now we're just starting our community and letting people in. You have to be approved to get in, but tonight, of course, we're going to approve everyone. And as we lead up to the launch on the 29th, you're going to have an opportunity to interact. But if you are in the feed and you have found it, then you can go ahead and post for us your first name, your last name, the city and state where you're from, and what is it that you do. So either you're a business for yourself or you might be a homemaker. Just tell us a little bit about that. So Dominique, do we have any activity yet, or do we need to let folks know that we are there and how they can find us?
Well, everyone seems to be a little quiet, but we do have one comment. Someone is really digging what you were saying about the whole reality check. We got hashtag reality check going on from Andrew himself, and so that is great.
Well, it's good to know that he is in the feed and a part of what we're doing here.
Yes.
And I'm getting a note that another one of our partners want to come in, but having a little trouble, so we're just going to see. Okay, all right. Well, keep finding your way, and this is just the first part of the series of conversations that we're going to be having and engaging with. So I'm just excited.
And then also,
do you have any words to say?
And then also,
yes.
I was just saying that when you were talking about teamwork, that was really huge. And so I'd love for you to, just to expound upon that, because that was really profound in terms of, everybody can't do it by themselves. You need a team. You need people who are by your side, who want to see you through and who want you, to do your best and be your best. And it's really, really important. So continue talking about that. I think that'll touch many.
Well, you know how I feel about teamwork, and it's very important. And I just can't believe that I am so in love with the example of football. I've turned into a real crazy football mom. Don't catch me on the field, because you won't know it's Dr. Stacey and Green. And I have every chant on the planet down. But I told you to pray for me, guys. Not finished yet. But in any event, teamwork and the importance of teamwork and understanding that. Let me tell you how impressive and important that discussion is. When you're willing to be of service, see, a lot of times we want to jump in to opportunities and partnerships and situations with what's in it for me, looking to gain and get rather than to give. And the best way to form that kind of teamwork and relationship is to offer yourself in the spirit of service. That and I mentioned the quote from Gandhi: the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. I use the quote sometimes so much that I feel he's going to jump up out of the ground and talk to me about it, but it's so true, because I feel like he knew that that's what I was going to say when I was on this planet. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others, and in doing so, while you're serving, while you're helping, you're taking the focus off of you for a moment, you are actually experienced. You are also blessed by the knowledge. You are blessed by the opportunity to learn sometimes a skill set, sometimes it may be learning new information, but something that's going to help you grow as a person. So in the giving, you really do receive. And adding that value to a team puts you in a place where you'll be able to maximize your results. So Dominique, I'm going to use you as an example. So we already talked about your story, how we met. Little you'd be such an integral part of what's happening with the company. But because you were willing to serve, because you were willing to be a part of the team, you were able to leverage what you've done in the relationships to open up new doors and new opportunities for your brand and business to grow. See, it's a very reciprocal sort of relationship when you're able to put your best forward no matter what, because in return, you will always have it come back to you in different ways. So teamwork is important, but understanding who is on the team is just as important. Because I've had a lot of people that have worked with me over the years. I've always had interns and young people who have been a part of my tribe, per se, but not all of them were able to stick it out because they wanted the immediate return. They weren't willing to roll up the sleeves and put a little elbow grease in and do the extra to push through for the collective vision. And when you are going to choose a team and to be a part of a team, you have to position yourself in a way that you're able to really bring value so that your work speaks for itself. Your commitment to the team speaks for itself. And your mastery and excellence will allow other doors to open that you weren't even looking for because your initial thought was to be a blessing.
Right.
Does that answer the question?
Absolutely. Absolutely right. It absolutely did. It absolutely did.
Excellent, excellent. Cassandra, how about you? Any questions out there while Dominique goes and checks and see if we have anybody else in the feed? And before you do that, Cassandra, Dominique, just tell them again how they can join the community, because even if you're listening to the replay and you want to stay involved in the conversation and you might join us for another series, we want you to be in our community and be a part of the discussion. So just give them that information one more time, Dominique, before Cassandra goes.
Absolutely. So you can go to facebook.com/groups/Destiny Designers U to join in on the conversation, and for all the little tidbit and juicy information that we're going to share as the days go on, as the weeks go on, and as the journey continues to happen. We're just so excited about this group. We're just so excited about what's happening with Destiny Designers University and all that could come. We're just so excited. So we want you to be included. And this is your time to do just that. And you can go directly to facebook.com/groups/Destiny Designers U. And there is where you'll find us, connect with us, network with everybody. It's going to be great. And you can also generally just search in the search bar Destiny Designers Community. So you can go two ways, Destiny Designers Community in the search box or facebook.com/groups/Destiny Designers U. That's it.
All right. Okay, I had to just unmute myself. Didn't want to get background noise. So excellent, Dominique, and we are going to work on a direct connect that'll get you in even faster later on. But right now, we're just getting started, and I'm gonna do my pointer sisters. I'm so excited. Okay, I have to find that song. Okay, before I go back on the wheels of steel, Cassandra, any parting words before we start to round out our part 1 to the Destiny Designers University launch?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Well, my parting words is I guess my mantra in life is it's not the destination but the journey. And so I guess so often we get caught up in the destination, or we want to see ourselves here, we want to see ourselves at the end point, that we lose sight of the journey along the way, the bumps, the bruises, the hills that make the destination so worthwhile. So I guess for our launch, the Destiny Designer launch, Stacy NC Grant, Destiny Designer University, join us on the journey. Like, that's my encouragement for everybody, to just join us on the journey, and I can guarantee you that it will be extremely beneficial.
I keep muting to avoid background noise, and then I can't unmute in time. Oh, y'all pray for me. Okay, all I want to do is talk, not all this techie stuff. But in any event, thank you so much, Cassandra. That was profound, and it's really a part of the journey that we grow and that we learn, and that our faith is tested and made stronger. So I am excited about this journey. I'm excited about what God is doing through us to be a blessing and to be a part of this experience. So if you are interested in joining the Destiny Designers community, we are offering a special pre-launch opportunity for you to do that. But I only want you to be involved if you're ready to take that next step. If you know that you need some additional support, you know that you want to have access to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, the kind of tools, training, and resources that'll help you live a balanced life in your life skills and personal development in the areas of spiritual, mental, physical, and financial wellness. You know, just being well. We have to be well in all areas. And this is strictly because on my journey, Had I been a little bit more conscientious about that balance across those 4 areas consistently, my road would have been a little different, because there were times where it was booming in one area, so in another, and flat in one of the other areas. But until we can even it out and we can really live that kind of life that'll allow us an even keel across our mental, physical, spiritual, and financial areas, then we're not really growing through life. We're kind of just existing. We're getting up, we're going through the motions, we go to sleep, we pray to wake back up, and we do it all over again. But Destiny Designers University is something different. It's an opportunity for you to invest in the best of you, to invest in the change that you're seeking, because what you're seeking is also seeking you. But how many of us really make the commitment to invest in that? See, people look at me now and they say, wow, you get to work with Les Brown and George Frazier and, Susan Taylor and, Lisa Nichols and all the names. They are wonderful, incredible, dynamic individuals that I love dearly. But they paid their dues. They went through their growth process just as I. And in order for me to play a bigger game, I had to be willing to invest in myself at a higher level. And it wasn't until I did that doors started opening in different ways. See, things aren't just going to fall out of the sky and happen. If you've been following my platform, you know my whole talk around creating your own luck. Luck is not just going to happen. You have to create it. You have to be an active participant in your growth and development. And if you're not willing to invest in yourself, if you're not willing to go that extra mile, if you're not willing to say that I'm worth it, then you lengthen the time that you get to operate on your most productive and balanced life. So Destiny Designers University, we're trying to shorten that learning curve for you. We want to give you the skills, the tools, and the resources. We want to give you access to what you need to do for hands-on experiential learning, growth, and development. Because it's not just about 50,000 books on a shelf. It's about how you're taking the information and you're putting that information into actionable bite sizes that you can digest and then move on to the next step and then take fierce volume and velocity towards your goals and your dreams. So this is going to be a special place. It's going to be a place where you haven't quite done things the same way. Some challenges. It's not always going to be easy, but it's going to push you in the same areas that I had to push myself when I invested in the kind of work that I do with Les Brown, when I invested in the kind of opportunities I have with George Frazier, when I invested in the areas in which I was able to attend conferences with the masters. That took time. My education, my work, all of that has prepared me for this day so that I can, with a team of experts and individuals, bring value to our global society where we can make a difference in how we operate, how we live, and how we serve. And I want to close out with this. November 5th, 2014, there are still places on this planet where women like me can't get on this platform, can't sit here and have a conversation on a Google Hangout, can't talk about self-development, can't talk about reading and education, can't talk about business and developing a strategic plan for designing the destiny that God has intended for you. Today, Wednesday, November 5th, 2014, in this world, there's a woman whose voice we're not hearing. There's a woman who is crying out to be heard, who is sneaking and hiding to get on YouTube to see if there's anybody out there that believes in her. Is there any example of what women can do? Is there any place where free enterprise exists? So I don't take this platform lightly. I don't take the work that we're going to do for granted, because somewhere, every woman whose voice is a bigger dream and starts to hope and think about what's possible for her life because of the example that they see through this platform, not only through me, through my team, through the faculty, through all of my colleagues who understand that they've been given is to truly be a blessing to others. So I dedicate this first conversation, this first hangout in a series of preparing for our launch to those women and to one who might accidentally run across this video to know that as God gives me breath, I stand and hold the space for you and your voice and the blessing that we know you'll be to your community, to your family, and to your country when the time comes that liberation happens for you. My name is Stacey N.C. Grant. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Hey! But before we close out, if you feel you're ready, we're doing this whole pre-launch special. It'll be circulated to just those who are serious. Send an email right now to destinydesignersuniversity@gmail.com. We're creating that special email just for the pre-launch opportunity. You will get to join the university at the pre-launch price, which is going to be $99.97. That's a low ball, once in a life. That one you'll be able to be locked in because come November 29th, when we are at that initial enrollment, it will no longer be offered at that special. Is a very short window of opportunity for you to be able to take advantage of it. But if you want to receive more information, if you want to know what you get, I mean, besides the coaching and the video classes and the audios and the book downloads and all of what we want to put in, we want it to be nice and juicy. Like we want you to have something to chew on and nibble on at your heart's content every single day of the year. This is going to be a journey. It's not a one-time opportunity for us to interact. This is ongoing resources that we can really go through tracking your progress from the setup of fourth quarter 2014 through the duration of a full year's work. And then, of course, you can continue to renew after that. But we really want to see your results. We want to see your voice, or hear your voice, rather. We want to feel your blessing and know that we had a small piece to play in being down at the end zone with our hands up, waiting for you to touch down on your goals and your dreams. So on behalf of my team and I do want to say thank you for tuning in to part one. If you love what you see and you like where we're going with this and this conversation to you, tune back in, share it with a friend. Let them know what's happening here. We're about to go hard or go home, baby. This is just the beginning. So thank you once again for being here. This is Dr. Stacey N.C. Grant. Signing off, we have Cassandra Lenore and Dominique Hart. Let's give them a round of applause. Woo, woo. And oh, I didn't even do any of my effects. Dominique, get some hand claps on. If nobody claps for me, I'm going to clap for myself. Put the hand claps on.
I'm glad you asked. Let me get it started.
And wait for it.
Hold on.
It's coming. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Technical.
I'm going to get my applause, so you just going to have to tune in until I get my applause.
Doesn't show.
All right.
No, that's not showing up on my end.
Oh, well. Looks like the applause. Let me see if I find my own applause. Hold on.
Look for the.
I need to do my effects. See, next time I put the crown on my head, it'll have all the effects.
There is a little square yellow box, but we'll get it on and pop it in tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get it together. It together. No worries at all. The applause is just knowing that something I said tonight
there it is.
Touching your heart.
I see it.
Okay.
I see it.
You see it. All right, let me just put a crown on my head. How about that? Where's my little tiara? Okay. All right. If you don't treat yourself like a princess or a queen, who will? So that's my little fun part for the end. The applause, once again, is known. Got your applause in here. One more time. I told you to pray for me. But thank you, Dominique, for the sound effects there.
You are welcome, dear.
Thank you, Cassandra. You are welcome, dear. I appreciate it. So that's what we do. We're going to have fun. We're going to have real talk, real conversation, and then we're going to give you some step-by-step ways that you can really look at where you are. So tonight's assignment was #reality check. Just where are you? What are we working with? What are we working with? What is the thing that is happening in your life right now? You're about to give birth to something? Are you there and you're trying to carry it down through the end zone? Or do you just need some extra support to push through because you know there's something bigger and better for you just waiting on the other side and you just haven't gotten there yet? That's what we need to know, and that's what I want you to tell me as you email me that you want to get into the university. I also want you to tell me that information so we can know how to service you. DestinyDesignersUniversity@gmail.com. Whole thing spelled out. DestinyDesignersUniversity@gmail.com. And for the first 10 people, you're going to get an extra special bonus that we're going to share with you that hasn't been unveiled yet to the public, with a special interview with myself and I'll just say Mr. X. You'll have to tune back in to find out who that is. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of the day. Continue to hold the vision for your next best version of you. 2014 is nowhere near over. We still have time left to get it done, to get it in, play full out, and prepare to reap the harvest that we sowed in 2015. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
All right.